Hi again, everyone. So happy to see you. Today, we are going to be talking again about those character actions, what they do, and their motivations, why they do it. But today, we're especially going to be thinking about Bo and Robbie in that book, How to Be Cool in the Third Grade, since we finished quite a bit of it by this point. Make sure you have your pencil and paper ready. Make sure that you remember to pause this video and rewind anytime you need to hear something again, and let's get started. So once again, but this time for reals in this video, we're going to talk about what motivates a person's viewpoint, how they think. So think about Robbie and Bo and their actions and motivations. What motivates them? How can we cooperate with diverse ideas? What do you think would help Robbie and Bo to get along and how to be cool in the third grade? But we're also going to try to identify Robbie and Bo's actions and motivations in the book, How to Be Cool in the Third Grade, that one that we've been reading. So just as a review, that word action, it means what a character does. It's usually something you can see or hear them do. And their motivation. Why are they doing that? Why are they doing it? This is an internal thing. You usually can't see or hear a character's motivation, but you might be able to guess their motivation based on their action, what they're doing. So in How to Be Cool in the Third Grade, one action we saw Robbie do is that I think it was like the second chapter, he says, his action is he wants to change his name to Rob. He writes that down in his notebook. But his motivation, what you can't see, he wants to change his name to Rob, but his motivation, why he wants to do it is he wants the kids at school to think he's cool. So now you're going to do some examples of, I might give you the motivation and you're going to give me the action, or I might give you the action and you're going to write down the motivation. So in this example, I'm giving you the action. Robbie sticks a pretty pony ruler under his mattress. Remember, at the very beginning of the story, Robbie's mom had bought him that pretty pony ruler. And before he goes to school, before he even goes to bed the night before school, he sticks that pretty pony ruler underneath his mattress. I want you to write down the motivation. Why do you think he does that? The next one, you're going to fill in the action. I'm going to give you the motivation. We know Robbie internally, inside him, he doesn't want his mom to kiss him at the bus stop. You're going to write down the action. What does Robbie do because he doesn't want his mom to kiss him at the bus stop? What can you actually see or hear him do in the book because he doesn't want that to happen? The next one's a little different. We're going to talk about Bo. Because Bo is the bully in the book, but also because Robbie is the narrator, he's the one telling the story, we don't actually know a lot of Bo's motivations. We just know his actions. We're just seeing and hearing what he does. We don't really know why he's doing them. So for Bo, I'm going to give you some actions of his from the book, and I want you to write down his motivations. And these are not going to maybe be things exactly from the book. You might not be able to look back and find them. You might have to think, what motivation does Bo have? Why is he actually doing this? So one action is, remember when Bo gives Robbie the nickname Wobbie? He calls him Baby Wobbie. So I want you to write down the motivation. Why do you think Bo is calling Robbie Wobbie? You can look back in the book and kind of remember that scene from the chapter, but think about, why does he do that? And the next action he does is Bo makes fun of Robbie's superhero underwear when he sees him in the bathroom. What do you think is Bo's motivation? Why do you think he is making fun of Robbie's superhero underwear? Make sure you write both of those motivations down. So now we are actually going to talk about Robbie and Bo's motivations and actions and what factors motivate their viewpoint, what motivates how they feel, And how could they cooperate? So here's the question. Why do you think that Robbie and Bo don't get along? Thinking about what we know about characters' actions, what they do, and their motivations, why do they do them? What do you think they could do to help get along better? So I want you on a new page in your journal, or if you're typing it, I want you to type it down and answer both those questions. It's 2 questions. Why do you think they don't get along? And then thinking about actions and motivations, what do you think could help the 2 of them get along better? So today we talked about the motivations and actions of the characters and how to be cool in the 3rd grade, especially Robbie and Bo. Something I found interesting is it sounds like in a book, since Robbie is the narrator, we know a lot about Robbie's motivations and his actions. But since Bo is not the narrator, we're not really hearing Bo think in the book. He's not the narrator. We really only know his actions. I think that's interesting that we don't know every character in a story's action and motivation. We only know some of them. Sometimes we only know their actions. I think it might affect how we feel about different characters. So don't forget, before you leave, make sure you've written down Robbie's action and motivation. Make sure you've written down both of Bo's motivations, and make sure you've answered those 2 questions on the last slide. And then, until I see you again, make sure you're to keep learning and to be safe.